it is time to review my Q2 goals and set up not necessarily goals, but mainly some focus areas for Q3. So stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. My name is Tracy and I am a girl with plans. So yes, I have my previous quarters goal planner here. I have my new Franken planned goal planner here. So we will be planning for Q3 as well as July specifically in this planner, but I need to reflect a little bit on Q2 so I can see where I need to go for Q3. I will say Q2 wasn't the best. It really wasn't, but it's fine. We're going to keep just moving forward, right? Don't look back, move forward. So I have my assessment here. This I created on Word. So I will write my goal categories there, which typically kind of follow Moxie Life. But what I've done is I've split apart a few categories. I'll get into that in a minute. So I'll put my goal categories here. I will jot down what's currently working, what areas need improvement, and my overall satisfaction for how I'm doing with that particular category. Then I have a wheel of life where I will pretty much be putting this to here. I'm not sure why I printed this out originally, but I don't think I'm going to be using this anymore because I think if I have this and this, it is enough, although it is going to be annoying that I have to flip it over instead of having a 2-page spread, but it'll be fine. So I'm definitely going to be doing this. And then I'm going to get into my July goals, which we'll be using here. I will probably be doing weekly action steps in another video, which will probably go up the day after this video. I will be doing my week 1 action steps and maybe setting up a daily page or 2. Okay, so with that said, let's see. Q2. So this is what I did for the second quarter. I made these goals that weren't extremely difficult, or I don't know. They weren't extremely detailed either, but I'm not going to do this for Q3. I'm kind of at the point where I feel like I need to do more focused areas for each of those goals instead of setting specific goals. I think this is what I'll do for the month, but I don't think I want to have specific ones for the third quarter, and probably not for the fourth quarter either, just because looking ahead, I don't know where that came from. Just threw it on the floor. Yes, I did. Like looking ahead, I just think that I'm just going to be busy and all over the place as far as life goes. So it's going to be hard to come up with something like a concrete list of things that I want to achieve within the 3 months or anything like that. So I kind of want to take it month by month, but there are certain aspects of each of these major categories that I really need to focus on every month, if that makes sense. You'll see what I'm talking about. I pretty much need to figure it out as I go, but you'll see what I'm talking about as I get to moving. Okay. So these were the goals. So this was the starting point. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I am going to write down all of these. I'm going to leave off physical health because I did a completely separate kind of status update as well as goal setting for that. So I'm just not going to be duplicative of that. I usually don't mind doing it in 2 separate places, but I don't really need to anymore. So I'm going to just go ahead, keep it moving, and we're going to skip physical health and put everything else here. So I will not have all these categories listed, but I am going to go ahead and write them out. I am going to write out all of this stuff, and then I will go over the overall satisfaction with you guys. But I'm going to speed through this part or just come back when I'm done, and then I'll just go over it. Because sometimes it's hard for me to talk and write it at the same time. So I just figured let's just save time and do it separately. Okay. So here are my, let me write on here third quarter. So I'm going to write on here July. Okay, so my personal growth, I did kind of rework this a little bit. Like originally I was considered reading as far as part of personal growth. But then as I started thinking about reading, I actually moved that down to mental wellness as far as my monthly journaling, my monthly goals goes. And that is because for me, I enjoy reading. I love it. To me, I enjoy reading just as much as I used to enjoy binging TV series. The difference is when I'm actually reading, I am like cutting myself off from everything else. I am completely invested in the book, and I don't really do that with television. So that is the reason why I have moved reading more as part of my mental wellness, because I'm able to disconnect. I'm able to steer clear of internet and social media during the times that I'm reading, and I'm thinking that it's probably one of the best de-stressing activities that I have been doing. So I did move that from there. So like in quarter 2, reading was one of the things that I had kind of put in there. So there are a lot of things that need improvement for personal growth for me, especially because I took reading out. I have been pretty good with setting goals and focusing on them. I have done some pretty good things over the course of the 3rd quarter. So let's just start. So I have not incorporated productivity into any of my routines. I just have not done that. I try to do the filming in the mornings. I think I might have filmed one video in the morning. I've been filming during my lunch break sometimes when I've been teleworking, but I've been working more of a hybrid schedule with work. So I haven't been able to do that as much. Plus, I just haven't really found the motivation. So, that's not what I mean specifically by productivity, but that was one aspect of productivity. Other aspects is maybe like not saving my cleaning routine for the end of the day, things like that. Time tracking has been off. I have not restarted daily Duolingo. And like I said, the reading I have moved. So I didn't have goal planning on here, but that's something. There are the things that I did this past quarter. Let's see, let me just give you one little example of that. Like family and friends, schedule an outing with the parents. Like I did that. I have been scheduling outings with friends. So I've been doing that. I haven't scheduled a friend trip or anything. We'll get into that later. But I've been doing things because I've been putting them on my goals. It's been kind of bringing them up to the forefront. So like I'll just put them on my weekly action steps until I actually do them. So I think that's been currently working and working pretty well. But I have not been consistent with my planning the past 2 to 3 weeks. I've just not been thinking about my planner. There's been some things that have gone on in my life that's kind of like taking a priority over planning, but I need to keep planning in the forefront to keep my life in order, especially when things happen, just to make sure that I can stay on track and don't like get derailed with any type of process, just like healthy living, general daily to-dos and things like that. And I really have not done weekly reflections, and obviously I'm doing quarterly reflections, and sometimes I do monthly reflections, but I really need to do weekly reflections. That way when I create action steps for each week, they are based on my reflections of the past week and not just me going back and saying, what did I do the week and what did I didn't do, and what I didn't do, I'm going to move over to the next week. So I really need to do weekly reflections. That is going to be a big one. So personal growth is basically, there are other things that can go in it, but for right now, I feel like the planning and the weekly reflections is kind of holding me back in all areas, including this whole like incorporating more productive routines, like AM and PM routines, or AM and evening routines specifically. So yeah, I think for personal growth, I'm going to give myself a 5 though. I really am. I'm going to give myself a 5. So with that said, I'm going to flip over to here. Okay. And where was I? I was at a 7 for quarter 2. And that was because I had so many cool things that I started in the first quarter, like with the time tracking and stuff like that. So yeah, I think the dropping down from a 5 to a, I'm not looking at anything else right now, but dropping down from a 7 to a 5, that sounds pretty bad, but I definitely think that that's pretty adequate. Now I usually have fun and adventure here, but I put social next. just because it really needs to go up on the priority list. So socially, I don't even know if I want to admit where I am socially. Let's see, where is social? Social. Solo outing, nope. Dating app sign up and use, nope. Get out of the house 2 times a week by choice, probably. I don't know if I did that every week, but I did that enough that I'm gonna check it off. So like I have been saying yes more. So that's what I'm gonna say. I'm at what's currently working. I have been making an initiative to like say yes, even if I'm tired, to doing something, to getting out of the house, to like reconnecting with people and stuff like that. But I definitely need to do more than the bare minimum. And I guess the other thing is I haven't done anything solo. So that's probably another thing that needs improvement, but I didn't write that there. I'm going to say I'm a 2. Only because I broke up family and friends and social. And this social isn't necessarily just about family and friends. If it was about family and friends, if I had not broke apart these 2 categories, my social would be more middle grade. It would be more 5 or 6. But because I split apart family and friends, my social is 2. I just have not been social out of going to dinners with like family or friends. So what did I give myself here? Social, I gave myself a 3. So I did drop down a little bit. But again, this was quarter 2 and this was reflecting on quarter 1. So this is like where I started out in quarter 2 based upon how it went. So I did drop down 1. So I was at a 3 and now I'm saying I'm at a 2. All right. So family and friends. So like I said, I did schedule an outing with my parents. I've been like seeing them every weekend, sometimes more. We did go to the zoo back in May. We actually went on my birthday. But I treated them to the zoo because it's been something I've been wanting to take them to for a long time. And because it was my birthday, it wasn't hard to twist their arm. We had a great time. It was so much fun. So yeah, we did that, but now I need to keep doing that. It is summer, so it does make it hot. But I have some other ideas just for general outings that I want to do that's probably going to be more indoors. Like I said, I have been trying my best to make initiatives to like have dinners with friends at least a couple of times a month. That's been pretty much on point. I would have to go back and look and be like, did I actually meet the 2 times a month? I think I did. I mean, that's not like, I really want to do more than 2 times a month. And I feel like even on my busy weeks, I should be able to squeeze like a dinner a week with a friend. I really still want to schedule a friend trip. Haven't done that yet. And then reach out to friends weekly. That one I'm going to do like a half on. I have not done the schedule just because I really haven't been doing that. I mean, I kind of do, but sometimes I do when you need to reach out anyway. So it's just not like a, you know what I used to say, you cold call someone. Like I haven't been doing like a cold text of someone. But with that said, I'm going to still say I'm a 6. Just because I feel good about what I've done. But like I said, I've been reconnecting. And that's just something that I think I've done so well this year thus far. I can be so much better. But because I feel like I started a lot lower, I have to give myself props for that. But I need to do more fun outings. And that means dinners are great. And dinners are easy to do because they only take a couple of hours. Or sometimes your outings take more. But I need to try to go ahead and schedule some more outings. So that one I gave myself a 6. And that one is actually number 6. So now this might, like when I look back at it, I might have been like, why did I give myself a 6 for my like second quarter reflections? I don't know. I mean, like I might be questioning it, but right now that's what I'm feeling. And last year, so for the first quarter, I was at a 7. So I mean, I feel like I did better, but I don't think I did better than a 6. That's 7 I gave myself the first quarter. Might have been a bit much. All right, so for fun, I don't know what I've done very much. I have not gone to local events, right? No, I have not. I have not scheduled a summer and fall outing. And I haven't really done much weekend fun. So, oh my gosh. So I've been doing good when it comes to big travel plans. I think I've talked about that before. It's like, that's just what I do. I love to travel. So if it's a big trip, I'm all over it. I will like call people up and be like, hey, do you want to go here with me next year? And sometimes they say yes, right? But it's those little itty bitty trips, the day outings. Hey, do you want to go to the beach for the day? Hey, do you want to go like outlet shopping for the day? Stuff like that I don't always think about. And I need to start doing stuff like that, and then just fun local stuff in general. There's a lot of stuff around me that is like fun, indoors, outdoors, everything in between, and I just haven't done it. And like I said, I just need to take the initiative and do some of that. So even though Q2 I did go wild, like I said, I went to the zoo. I didn't really do anything else, did I? I mean, I did your dinners, but I didn't do anything else other than that, I don't think. So while I've been social as far as like having lunches or dinners with people, I haven't really done anything unique other than like go wild. Because, you know, of course, my Egypt trip was part of the first quarter. So I'm actually going to give myself, a 3. And last time, so for the first quarter, I gave myself a 7, and that was because of Egypt. Because that was a big deal, because I kind of took the initiative there and booked it as like a solo trip. So I had to like give myself a 7. So I dropped from a 7 to a 3. That's pretty substantial. However, like I said, that was pretty much just my Egypt trip, because other than that, in the first quarter, there wasn't much going on. I don't really recall going to any local events or anything like that, but I definitely didn't do that in the spring, and I probably could have, because the weather was pretty good this spring. All right, so mental wellness. All right, first let's look at this. All right, journal several times each week. So I have gotten into journaling since my birthday, because I purchased a new journal and I started it on my birthday, which was the end of May. So I haven't really given myself time to do it. Several times a week. I've been journaling in it weekly, several times a week. Depends upon how you, I don't think, like I said, how you define several. But in all honesty, there's sometimes where I do it just once a week. So, and I've only been doing it, what, 5 or 6 weeks now. So we'll just do a line like that. Schedule, budget for self-care. Nope. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I have been going on massage websites, and I just have not hit the book thing. But I think I'm going to be doing that, because my chiropractor, I used to be able to get acupuncture and it was covered by insurance. It's no longer going to be covered by insurance. So that makes my $35 copayment for the chiropractor not much different. I mean, yes, I'll be paying like what, $80 for a massage or whatever. But I think I can like do the chiropractor maybe every other month and a massage every other month or something like that. We'll see. But I need to just go ahead and do that. So, oh, so that was an X. That's not even a line. And add meditation and digital detox to routine. Okay, this is going to have to be a line, because I have not added meditation. But digital detox, because I've been so much into reading, I have been doing digital detox. I have been off my phone for hours at a time due to reading. And sometimes when I say hours, I mean hours. If it's a good book, it is hours. But it's definitely stopped my nighttime scrolling, because I'll read at nighttime. And that's just so good for my brain, I think. All right, so for mental wellness, I'm gonna, am I being harsh on myself? I'm gonna give myself a 4, y'all. Just because I feel like there's so many others. I feel like I'm starting fine. And I was like tempted to give myself a 5, because I'm going in the right direction. But I feel like I should have already been there, because we're July. And yeah, I need to like be a little hard on myself when it comes to mental wellness. So, and that was kind of what I explained. Whoops. For over here is kind of what I had. Like, I've been disconnecting by reading books, and journaling and self-care is where my improvements are needed. So last quarter, I gave myself a 5. I guess I wasn't as stressed, and that's the reason why I gave myself a 5. So I don't know. I feel like I'm probably about the same as I was in the first quarter, actually. I feel like I was being generous the first quarter. Maybe because I actually started out lower at the beginning of the year than I than I thought. All right, so we'll just say mental health instead of mental wellness, just to kind of do that. Okay, so finances. This one's gonna go down, y'all. Just a little bit. So IRA investments, nope. That has been part of my goal since 2023. I don't even have a large, I have $600 in my IRA and have not dispersed it yet. I know, what am I waiting on, right? Craft spending budgets for May and June. I put no spend aside from like some of the teams that I rep for. That did not happen. Spend tracker, yes. And that, with that said, that has been what's currently working. I really do like looking at my spend tracker, but I feel like I've just been looking at it. It hasn't really guided my future spending. With that said, the one thing I have been, and I think some of this is due to some like just mental wellness or mental health type, I think I've been a little bit more down recently within the past few months. Not necessarily, I mean, for some of that, I think it's just maybe even eating habits and things like that has caused my mood to go down, because trust me, when I eat bad, I feel bad mentally as well as physically, and I've been eating really bad. And one way I cope with that, in addition to eating, is binge spending. I mean, who out there is with me on that? Like when you're stressed, and when I say binge spending, is I will just go into this mood or mode where I will just binge on certain things. Like if it's craft supplies, I will get on a website and I will just buy just because it's making me feel better. And then, or like I'll get on Temu and just buy all kinds of stuff because it makes me feel better. It's like the actual act of buying it is making me feel better, not necessarily receiving it. It's the act of buying it. So y'all, I'm going back down to a 5. I can't really go lower than a 5 because I still am smart and conscious of my money. So like I'm not spending above my means per se, but some of the stuff I'm spending money on is just going to add to add to my clutter. So in the end, is it going to be wasteful? Am I buying stuff that I'm going to use type thing, or if I'm just buying stuff because I have that need to buy stuff, you know what I'm saying? Which means that while I'm still spending, I guess, within my like overall budget, it's just on things that I don't need and I might end up getting rid of at some point. So, which is wasteful. Did I mess this up? I totally messed all of this up. That's okay. So we'll put this here. This is where this needs to go. So this is finances. I went on the wrong side. I don't know how this goes. I think this was supposed to be over here. This is the lowest my finance like marks have ever been. They've always been like 7 or 8. But like I said, it's just the binge spending, which like I said, it hasn't put me in a bad position, but it's just wasteful. So yeah. Okay. Almost done. Almost done. And then we gotta like do the whole other part of the video. If this is getting too long, I might have to break it up. We'll see. So home. It's on the back. Home, spring projects. Nope. I did do the backyard. Like I did do the flower beds and backyard, but that was bare minimum. I didn't do anything. My dad did my attic vent. So I guess this is a half. This is not an X. The only thing I didn't do was the front porch ceiling. Daily, weekly cleaning schedule. I have been consistently putting that on my catch-all planner. However, I have not been consistently checking that off my catch-all planner. And my spring cleaning has been half and half. Sometimes I get in those cleaning moods and I clean it all up, but it's like those really big projects that you need to do as part of spring cleaning that I've just been struggling on. And maintenance, I think I've been decent with that. I definitely need to get my oil changed. That's not home, but that's still lumped into that category. that I'm a little behind on. So home, I've also, what's been working, and it's not part of this, was decluttering. When I get into these like little cleaning moods, like when I clean my office, I'm like, okay, what can I get rid of? So like, I'll just get rid of a few things. But every time I get rid of a few things, that helps, right? So, and like I said, my struggles are weekly, daily scheduling. That's more cleaning schedule, as well as big projects. I just been, basically when I say struggles, those are just things I put off. And like the weekly, daily cleaning schedule, I really, really want to get into that on a more of a daily basis, just so it's not something that is just taking up hours on a Saturday. So I'm going to still give this a 5 though, just because it hasn't been completely off base. And I was at a 5 last time. Oh, I actually had decluttering is what was working in quarter 1. The cleaning schedule was working in quarter 1. That's gone off. That's gone off the rails. All right, so that one is here. And did I do work? Oh, I did do work and learning. But I didn't do it here. So we can move this aside now. So I set a regular filming schedule. Nope, haven't done that. Add a girl with plan to-dos into daily routine. I tried to do that, but I wasn't consistent. So I'll just get a line instead of either an X or a check. Evaluate a girl with time plans versus personal time. Modify content schedule if needed. I'll say no, although this past week I did like modify my schedule a little bit. I was trying out maybe 3 videos a week. So I might do some weeks where there's 3 videos. Will be like Sunday, Tuesday, Friday. When there's just not enough time to film enough videos. This week, I think I can do 4. I think I do Sunday and Monday because of the goals. But set monthly goals and action steps. Yay. Definitely been doing that. What's been working is I've been good at prioritizing things, which is going to sound contradictory, because where I need improvement is I need to schedule my to-dos. And I've become a little overstressed when it comes both with like a girl with plan stuff and then trying to fit that into my regular work stuff and then fitting that into my regular life stuff. It's been getting a little overwhelming. And that's going to get a little worse because now I'm going to have some work trips coming up, and that's going to really like make my schedule even more difficult. Like I said, prioritizing is the only thing that's been working, but I've been struggling. And like a girl with plans or like my social media stuff is all fun, but I do like to include it in this category. But I've been off. Like I have gone like a week at a time without posting on Instagram, and some of that is because of some recent things that have happened, but just like personally that I just haven't had time. But with that said, I just haven't really been consistent with it, and I like to be consistent with it. I don't want to like, because when I'm not consistent with it, sometimes I'm just not doing anything. I'm being lazy. That's the issue. Is I'm being lazy. It's not like I don't have the time. It's that I'm being lazy. And that's why I'm being hard on myself with it. Because like the social media and stuff is not a priority. It's like the least important thing in my life, as far as just when you look at your personal, like family, work, and stuff like that. But the reason why I'm not doing it is because I'm being lazy. So that's the issue that I have, and that's why that's a 5. Okay, so with that said, this is what I did, like I showed you for the first and the second quarters. I'm going to put this back. All right, so we're going to put this here. I think I need to grab a sheet of paper. All right, y'all. And I just did a time check, and I do not think I'm going to do my July goals as part of this video. I think this video is strictly just going to be this quarter setup because it's taken me a long time, and I don't want to rush through my July goals. So I'll just maybe try to merge the goals and the action steps into the next video. We'll see. We'll see how that video goes. All right, so I just pulled a piece of filler paper. This came from a guided journal from Happy Planner. You can see I've been rough with the pages. They're all bent. But it's fine because this is just to kind of write some stuff down. And then I pulled this page, which is from an old dated hourly planner. And it had this on here because I think I need to reevaluate my routines. So yeah, this was kind of what I came up with at the beginning of the year. And I think a lot of it is kind of similar, but we'll see. We'll see if I need to reevaluate it or not. But yeah. All right, so what am I talking about as far as focused areas? So I'm not going to be fancy. This is not going to be about being fancy today, guys. I'm not going to do any other stickers. That's why I use this one. So I'm going to say Q3 focus areas. And I'll do 4 on this side and then 4 on this side. So I could have done a quad. No, I was going to grab like another one. I have Live Love Posh quad box pages, but that's just too much room and that's just going to stress me out. So we're just going to start at the beginning, and I do my mild liners or highlighters first because my ink will smudge. Although this is pretty quick drying. This is a Rytec 0.7. It's pretty fast drying, but I still don't want it to smudge. I don't want to risk it. I don't wait long enough. Okay, personal growth. All right, so what I need to focus on this quarter is routines, and consistency. And when I talk about routines, that's routines for everything. Planning routines, productive morning routines, maybe doing morning walks. So like fitness routines, doing lunchtime workouts when I telework, things like that are going to all fall into the routines. I am being very, very broad here because these are the things I want to focus on. Like I'm not trying to focus on planning consistency here. That was the one thing that I'm lacking, but that will also fall under consistency. So I'm keeping this very broad because these are just focus areas. So then we'll go right into social. And again, social is me being social. That's what it means. And this one's tough. All right, so I think I'll just say, I don't know, I'm gonna have to come back to that, y'all. That one, it just stresses me out. It's just, that's where my anxiety comes in. I might be able to do this all on one page. That's just where my anxiety comes into play. I'm going out of order because I want to put family and friends under social. And then I want to put, this is skipping. I don't know if it's skipping because of the thing, because of the highlighter or not. All right. So I did say I've been reconnecting. So I want to focus on 2 things. I still want to look at connections is the one thing I want to focus on. And the other thing I want to focus on is quality time. While the one thing I do want to do is, like I said, things other than just dinner. If that's all I can manage, that's fine. And when I say manage, is because, like I said, we're working with not just my schedule, but other people's schedule. And sometimes that's all that can happen. And that's fine. And then while we're at dinner, we can plan something bigger. And then I'm going to do fun here because I feel like these all 3, social, family, and friends, and fun, kind of all encompass stuff. So this one, I just need to I'm going to put focus on small and local. And what I mean by small is because I focus on big. I focus on big trips, big things. I don't focus on, like I said, little small things like going to the outlet mall that's like 45 minutes away or something like that. And I really need to like start doing that. So that's what we're going to say there. I just don't know about social, y'all. I don't want. So basically, what I need to focus on is I'm going to just keep it simple and say getting out of the house. And this is going to be, that's going to be a big thing. I just need to do that. I get very, especially when my mental wellness goes off, I really want to stay in the house. It's my comfort area. And then I have excuses to stay in the house. I'm like, oh, I need to film a video or I need to do this. And it gives me excuses. And that's not good. Okay, so then I'm going to come back over here. And I'm going to say mental wellness. And my focus is going to be on self-care. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Because there's so much I can do with that. What this means is what I'm going to do with these focus areas is you'll see it in action when I set up my July goals and then my weekly action steps. But I'll break that up down each month and then each week even further. So like, do I want to like get a massage membership? Is that going to be one? Or am I going to just go ahead and maybe get an acupuncture package through my chiropractor? Is that another? So like those will be things that'll be more into the monthly and the weekly action steps. Okay. So finances will be here. I want to spend more money on experiences and not things. I was going to say I can focus on savings, but I'm decent when it comes to savings, so I don't know if I need it to be a focus area. But like I need to spend money on experiences, and that will include self-care things. You know what I'm saying? It's just not like actual physical things. All right, so we're almost done, people. We're almost done. How many times have I said that? Then we got to get through my reevaluate my routine, and then we'll be done. Home. I need to focus on daily. I need to focus on my daily cleaning. I'm not going to, I don't know that I have time to focus this quarter on a lot of big projects, which have been going by the wayside, but I just don't know that I have time to do that, but I can focus on the daily cleaning. That's something that I can do. And then we'll say work. And for this, I just need to schedule. This was part of my goals last time, I believe. Wasn't that part of that? It was kind of, yeah, add like my to-dos into my daily routine and stuff, but I need to schedule them. So it's pretty much the same thing, but this is something that I feel like if I do this one thing, it's going to help me reach my other goals. So those are my focus areas. So instead of doing quarterly goals, I'm just going to do my focus areas, and I'm just going to look at these routines real quick. So what I had for my AM routine was just basic stuff. So basically waking up and getting ready in the morning. That was part of my routine. I had Duolingo, planner check-in, stretch and flow. That is so good. That is so good, but I hadn't done it, y'all. Like that stretch and flow is so good for an AM routine. Okay, so I'm going to redo this, but it's going to be kind of the same. I'm just going to grab a random box sticker out of my stash. Okay, so this is going to be quarter 3 ideal routines. Okay. So my AM routine is going to be the same thing. I think I'm going to rewrite this really quick and then we'll get into it. So I'm going to say, yeah, it smudged a little bit. So I wanted to highlight it and it did smudge a little bit. Okay, so my AM routine, so I pretty much wrote what was there. I do need to get back into Duolingo. So I like to wake up a lot earlier than I have to get up, like at least like an hour to 45 minutes to an hour before I have to actually get up out of bed, just so I can like wake up. Yeah, I know. I'm wasting so much time. So I would like to get back into Duolingo. So I'm gonna put Duolingo. And then I do like the stretch and flow, but I need to start adding in morning walks. But I don't want to, I know realistically I can't do that every morning. Like, I'm not going to be able to do that on the mornings I have to go into the office, because I leave my house at like 6:45. And y'all, like, even though I might wake up at 5:30, I'm not going to like set my alarm for 4:30 just to get a morning walk. Just whatever. But if I'm teleworking or whatever like that, then I can do a morning walk, because I don't actually have to start working until like 7:30. Sometimes I probably can push it off to 8. I'll just like add the extra 30 minutes onto the evening. But I can get my walk. I will go outside between like 6:30 and 7 o'clock and start my walk and like do like a 30-minute walk. So I do want to incorporate, so morning walks on telework days and weekends. Now, with that said, we are in summer. So when that humidity is high, we'll see what happens. Okay. Now, this one's going to be hard. Oh, I guess I do need to do a planner check-in. So I still need to do that. But the midday's hard just because things change. Whether or not I'm teleworking or whether or not I am in the office. Obviously, if I'm in the office, I'm not really going to have a midday routine. So this is what I'm going to do. Say midday. And this is for telework and weekends. Although it's not really for weekends because of what I'm going to put on there. So I do need to do vitamins and supplements in the middle of the day. That one was there. I had H2O check-in. I'm doing pretty well with the H2O check-in. I'm doing well with just drinking more water. So I'm going to keep that as is. That was an issue toward the end of last year, so I had added that there. And I had on here midday workout. Yep, that's what I want to do. So I want to do a 20 to 30 minutes workout. And it doesn't have to be a hard workout. I can actually put in my stretch or flow routine. I just need to take a break from working, because when you telework, you stay at your desk pretty much the whole time. And that includes eating at your desk, which I mean, I do in the office too. But you know, when I'm in the office, I can get up and chat with people every so often. But when you're teleworking, you're just sitting there the whole time. So I really like it when I took those midday workouts, and I had pushed the midday workouts to the evening, because I would like, once I get busy, which I am right now, like I'm super busy working on projects and there's like time deadlines and stuff. But if I take that midday workout or that midday break, I'm so much more productive. I really am. So you can see that's not much to it, but that's what it is. Of course, lunch, but I don't need to put breakfast and lunch. We know that. Evening routine. This is where I struggle. I put evening schedule, but whatever. So I definitely need to do planner check-in. This is where I need to do my daily cleaning. However, I could, well, no, that's it. I'd rather do the workout instead of the daily cleaning during my lunch break. So that's why I need to do my daily cleaning. This is when I need to film a video. And this is where I just need to do my check-ins with people. And I need to put that as part of my evening routine. Why not? Okay. And like here I had like journal, stretch. I do need to stretch and meditate. Yeah, let's add that here. Because if you did see my fitness and wellness goals, that was part of it. So I definitely need to kind of keep that in here. And we'll call this my bedtime routine. Because most of this happens when I'm getting ready to go to bed. This is definitely going to smear because I definitely did not give that enough time to dry. So we'll do self-care, which is going to be oral care, skin care. I don't need to put shower on there. That's not something I need to put in there. I put digital detox last time. I'm not going to put that in there because I'm pretty good with that. I'm putting the stretch and meditate as part of the evening and not this one. This I want to journal. So what I think I'm going to do is I had journaling to the evening schedule and do it in my living room. I think I need to do it before bed. That seems to be the best way. So like I do my art, like my prescriptions, my self-care, journaling, and then that's where I'm going to like read / wind down. Because sometimes I don't have to read every day, but reading and winding down is like what I need to do. All right, guys, so I just popped everything into my Q3 section. So we saw my starting point, and it looks like everything I rated a 5. Oh no, 6. A 6 or below. It'd been cool if it was 5 or below, right? Just because of the, but yeah, so family and friends was a 6, but everything else was a 5 or lower, y'all. So second quarter was not great for me. And yes, I am being very hard on myself because I feel like I could have been better. There were times in April where I couldn't because I was like under the weather. But then once May and June hit, I really did have the opportunity to raise some of these scores. And instead of raising them, I lowered them. So yeah, I was definitely being hard on myself. But because of what's been going on, I decided that I didn't want to actually set the quarterly goals. So again, I just did quarterly focus areas. These are the main things I'm going to be focusing on in this quarter for these categories. Went over that, so I'm not going to reread them again. But this is what's going to guide my monthly goals. So this will guide my July, my August, and my September overall goals. So you will see that in the next video. And then this in combination with this routine, this ideal routine I kind of mapped together, does not vary much from the one that I created at the beginning of the year. But I just needed to think through it again to see if there was any changes. And I did move some things around, but for the most part, it is the same. But I still wanted to create a new page because just writing it new, maybe it'll be ingrained in my brain at some point. So yeah, so this will kind of guide my weekly action steps. So that way, hopefully I can get back on track. Like I said, I'm doing the goal setting. But I'm not actually doing as good with meeting some of those goals. So hopefully doing all of this over again will kind of help in some way, shape, or form. So we'll see, right? All right. So like I said, I will be having a follow-up video where I'll be setting my monthly goals as well as my first week action steps. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I will try to get that up as soon as the next day. So fingers crossed. All right. But I do hope you enjoyed this chaotic goal planning session. I do all of this while I'm filming. So I did not have any notes set aside for any of my goals. That's why this is a little bit longer, but chaotic. But I feel like it helps you guys if I'm doing it without much prep, because I'll say things that I might backtrack on, but me just saying something might help somebody out there. So I don't pre-plan any of this. I just go off the whim when I hit record. So that's why these are a little bit longer and a little bit more chaotic, but I do hope you enjoyed them. And if you did, please remember to hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. All right, guys, thank you so much again for tuning in, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.